Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. This time, we're going to be diving into the world of Ed Mylett,
Oh, yeah.
based on all the articles and notes that you sent in. And, you might know him as the host of the Ed Mylett Show, where he's, had some pretty incredible guests on.
Okay.
Everyone from Tony Robbins to, Tom Brady, and really the who's who of high achievers. But what we're going to do today is really unpack his approach to success. We're talking mindset, peak performance, and really finding that balance while you're chasing your goals. So should we just jump right into it?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about Ed Mylett is that he's not just like some motivational speaker. He built a seriously successful career. Especially like in network marketing with World Financial Group. That's really the foundation for a lot of what he shares.
Right.
It's grounded in real world experience.
It's not all just theory.
Yeah.
And you can definitely feel that experience coming through in his motivational speaking and on his podcasts. And speaking of the podcast, one episode that really caught my eye was the one with David Goggins.
Oh, yeah.
Have you listened to that one?
I have. He's intense.
Oh, my gosh. For anyone who doesn't know, David Goggins is all about pushing through pain, overcoming mental barriers. And, I think it was really cool how Ed Mylett didn't just, skim the surface with him.
Yeah.
He really dug deep into Goggins' mindset.
Mm-hmm. And that's key because, for Mylett, everything starts with mindset. But he's not just talking about positive thinking,
Right.
He's talking about actually building a belief system that supports your goals and helps you blast through obstacles.
Okay, so it's deeper than just thinking happy thoughts.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that actually makes me think of his book, The Power of One More.
Yes.
Which you mentioned in your notes.
Exactly so. The core idea there is that even tiny incremental improvements, those one more efforts, they add up to huge results over time.
I like that.
He uses this great example of a salesman who makes just one more call each day, over a year. That adds up to hundreds of extra calls.
Yeah.
And likely way more sales.
Yeah.
It's about consistently pushing your boundaries and refusing to settle.
So powerful. Just those small actions adding up over time.
Right. And he says, don't underestimate the power of consistency. Even if you only have 5 minutes, do one more rep, write one more sentence, read one more page. Those small wins, they add up.
I love that. Okay, so we've got this foundation of mindset. But then Mylett goes beyond just thinking the right thoughts. He's also super practical when it comes to building habits.
Absolutely.
For peak performance.
He doesn't just talk about discipline. He embodies it. He's talked about how he used to set his alarm for 4 a.m.
Oh, wow.
every day to work on his business, even when he was dead tired. He said it was during those early morning hours that he really honed his discipline and learned to maximize his time.
See, that's what I love about Mylett, is he gives you the why behind the actions. It's not just wake up early because successful people do it.
Exactly.
It's about understanding the deeper value of that discipline.
And it's not just about grinding all the time either. Mylett's also a big advocate for managing your energy strategically.
Okay.
He talks about treating your energy like a bank account. You need to make deposits.
Yeah.
Through sleep, good food, and taking care of yourself. So you can withdraw energy for the things that really matter.
Such a good analogy. It really makes you think about how you're spending your energy each day, right? It's not just about time management. It's about energy management, too.
It is. It's about being mindful of your energy levels and prioritizing activities that fuel you, not just drain you.
Now, Mylett's not all hustle and grind. He's also a big advocate for balance. He believes that true success involves finding that sweet spot between pushing yourself and taking care of your well-being.
Absolutely. He stresses the importance of physical health, mental clarity, and emotional well-being. He actually tells this story about how he used to be so focused on work that he neglected his health. And it took a wake-up call, like a health scare,
Oh, wow.
for him to realize that he needed to prioritize his well-being. It's a powerful reminder that we can't pour from an empty cup.
That's a great point. You can't achieve true success if you're burning yourself out in the process. You need to find that balance.
You do.
What stands out to you so far?
Honestly, what really resonates with me is his emphasis on building a strong inner circle.
Oh, yeah.
He's not just talking about networking. He's talking about surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, who support you and challenge you to grow.
I like that.
He often says, your network is your net worth. But he takes it a step further by emphasizing the quality of those connections.
So it's like you can have a huge network, but if they're not the right people,
Right.
it won't really help you level up.
Exactly. And this actually leads us to another big theme in Mylett's work, leadership. He believes that leadership isn't just about holding a fancy title. It's about influencing and inspiring others to achieve a shared goal.
He's a big believer in servant leadership, right? The idea of putting the needs of your team before your own.
He emphasizes empathy, collaboration.
Yeah.
And empowering others to reach their full potential.
So it's about creating a culture where everyone feels valued and supported.
Exactly.
And that kind of ties back to his belief in clear communication. He talks about how important it is to be able to communicate your vision effectively, both in your personal and professional life.
He often talks about the importance of active listening. Not just waiting for your turn to speak,
right,
but truly hearing and understanding what the other person is saying.
It's about building those strong connections.
Exactly. And those connections go beyond just your inner circle. Mylett also talks about the importance of giving back to your community and making a positive impact on the world.
He's a big believer in using your success to help others, which is really inspiring. Now, we've talked a lot about the practical side of Mylett's work, but he also brings in a spiritual element.
He does. He often talks about the importance of gratitude, faith, and connecting to something bigger than yourself. He's not necessarily talking about organized religion, but more about cultivating a sense of inner peace and purpose.
It's about finding meaning in your work and your life, which I think is something a lot of people are searching for.
Yeah, and he believes that these practices can help you navigate challenges with more resilience and find joy in the journey.
It's about having that inner strength to keep going, even when things get tough.
Yes.
Which brings us to Mylett's own story. I know you're curious about his background and how he became so successfling.
Well, his journey is fascinating.
Yeah.
He didn't just magically become a motivational speaker overnight.
Right.
He actually started his career in sports, playing college baseball.
Oh, wow.
But an injury forced him to reevaluate his path.
So that was a major turning point for him.
It was. He ended up getting into network marketing. And that's where he really honed his skills in leadership communication and personal development.
It sounds like that experience was really the foundation for a lot of what he teaches today.
Absolutely. He saw the power of mindset and habits firsthand. And he's able to build a hugely successful team. He even talks about how he used to listen to motivational tapes every day while he was driving around selling insurance.
So he was practicing what he preaches from the very beginning.
Exactly. And that eventually led him to motivational speaking and launching his podcast, The Ed Mylett Show, which has become a global phenomenon.
That's incredible.
His podcast has millions of downloads, and he's spoken to audiences all over the world.
And it all started because he had to overcome that setback in his athletic career.
Right. It's a great reminder that sometimes our biggest challenges can lead us to our greatest opportunities. And it speaks to Mylett's message of resilience and never giving up on your dreams.
Now, we can't talk about Mylett without talking about his podcast. It's become one of the most popular podcasts out there. What do you think sets it apart from all the other motivational podcasts?
I think it's his genuine curiosity and his ability to connect with his guests on a deep personal level. He doesn't just interview them.
Right.
He has real conversations with them, digging into their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs. He's not afraid to be vulnerable and share his own experiences too.
It feels authentic, which is so refreshing.
Yeah, and it's not just the conversations themselves, it's the guests he brings on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's had everyone from Tony Robbins to Oprah Winfrey to Kobe Bryant. He's able to get these incredibly successful people to open up and share their wisdom in a way that's relatable and inspiring.
It's like getting a masterclass in success from some of the most accomplished people in the world.
Exactly. And it's not just about replicating their exact steps, but about understanding their mindset, their approach to challenges, and their commitment to excellence.
Yeah, it's not just about the big names, though, right?
You're right. He also interviews people you might not have heard of, but whose stories are just as powerful and inspiring. He really shines a light on those universal principles of success, showing that anyone can achieve great things with the right mindset and effort.
I also appreciate his focus on highlighting the personal qualities of his guests. It's not just about their achievements, it's about who they are as people.
Right. He's known for his infectious enthusiasm, his genuine kindness, and his unwavering commitment to helping others. It comes through in every episode.
And that's why people connect with him so strongly. He's not just a motivational speaker, he's a real person who's walking the walk.
Yeah, he's a devoted husband and father, and he's committed to using his platform to make a positive impact on the world. He's involved in various charitable causes and is always looking for ways to give back.
He's a true role model, and his story is a testament to the power of hard work, perseverance, and a belief in something bigger than yourself. What stands out to you about Ed Mylett now that we've really dug in?
Honestly, it's his authenticity that really gets me. He's not afraid to be vulnerable and share his own struggles. It makes him relatable. It shows us success isn't about being perfect. It's about having the grit to keep going, even when things get tough. And he does it all with a great sense of humor.
Yeah, he does. He's got that balance of serious wisdom and lightheartedness that makes his content so engaging.
Yeah.
And, that's something I really appreciate about Ed Mylett's work overall is it's so applicable to everyone.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur, an athlete, a stay-at-home parent, a student. His message of personal growth and achieving your potential really resonates across the board.
Absolutely. He provides the tools and strategies, but he also constantly reminds us that it's not just about the destination, it's about the journey.
Right.
It's about enjoying the process, learning from those challenges.
Yeah.
And never letting go of those dreams.
It all comes back to that one more philosophy, right? Taking those small steps consistently, day after day. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I think it's worth reflecting on what resonated most with you. Was it his emphasis on mindset, those practical tips on building habits and staying disciplined? Or maybe it was his focus on finding balance and taking care of your well-being?
Whatever it was, I hope this deep dive has given you a spark of inspiration to take action in your own life. Maybe setting a new goal, developing a new habit, reaching out to someone who inspires you, or just believing in yourself a little bit more.
I like that.
Because, as Ed Mylett would say, you absolutely have the power within you to create the life you want. It all starts with that first step, that one more effort.
So what will your one more be today? That's something to ponder as we finish up this deep dive into the world of Ed Mylett.
It's been great exploring his work with you. And remember, knowledge is power, but only when you actually use it.
So true. So take what you've learned and go make it happen. Create the life you deserve. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on our next deep dive.
Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving for greatness.